everyone. Welcome back to yet another show on the Third Man Cricket Show, hosted by your very own Sanchit Desai, and we are here to cover yet another blockbuster of an IPL game. And every game from here on is going to be a blockbuster, given the point situation in the points table. So we'll get into that slowly. But now, since we have two of the most esteemed guests on our panel with Vansh Chawla, the KKR star boy, and Mohit Bararia, the famous Mohit Bararia, who has his own Instagram page. So really excited to have a show with both of you guys. So before we actually move on to the action covered in the IPL, let us take some moment and appreciate the kind of cricket that is going on two seas away, and that is in Australia. Indian women cricket team is creating wonders in Australia in the Test match that is currently going on. So let us just update you of what is going on there. So at the end of day two, India women 276 for 5 on the back of a sensational 100 from Smriti Mandhana, 127 of 216 balls, becoming the first Indian women's cricketer to score 100 in a pink ball test match. And as you can see on your screen, she wears the famous number 18 jersey. And guess who was the first Indian male cricketer to score a pink ball test match 100 firstly? It is Virat Kohli. So it is a great stat to ponder upon. So let us now discuss about the kind of an innings that Smriti Mandhana played. Starting with you, Vansh. Talk me through, man. I mean, when she came out into the international stage just like 3 or 4 years ago, I remember the famous picture of her holding a bat after scoring a century that went viral, and we realized, wow, what a gem she is to Indian cricket. So talk us through what the emotions that you went through after you got to know that she scored a wonderful 100.
Well, I was actually watching the game, and it was an amazing sight to see as an Indian, first of all. Be it men's or women's, I mean, if the Indian team performs, you really feel that, that pride inside of you. And especially when someone scores it on Australian soil, it's just even more, it's like a cherry on the top. So, Smriti Mandhana as a player, she's always been elegant. She's had that. Elegance in her as a left-hander, as most left-handers do. And the way she planned out her innings. I mean, she was striking at 70 or 60 runs, and that was a sight to watch as well. She was leaving the offside deliveries. She's a bit tentative on that fourth, fifth channel, just like the other number 18, Virat Kohli. But the way she flicked those balls onto the leg side, those on drives as well from time to time, the way she tackled the spin. And as I said, 100 in Australia is just amazing to watch. And when it comes by an Indian, I mean, it's even more amazing to see. And now India are almost sure that we are not going to lose this test match, at least. I mean, there's a lot of probability of a draw, but there's it's almost certain that we are not losing this one, at least.
Okay, once is almost certain, but we have seen funny things happen. So hopefully that doesn't happen because it's really an amazing score that India had landed upon. But Mohit, man, I mean, when was the last? If you think about it, 5 or 6 years ago, and if I told you that Team India would be dominating Australia in their own backyard with both men cricket and as well as women's cricket, you would have laughed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but now, since it is a reality, talk us through the emotion that you're going through. The Team India dominance, both men and women cricket, especially in Australia. How does it make you feel as a fan?
Sanchit. To be very honest, this is not expressible at all. Like just a few days ago, we broke their 26 match streak, and everywhere it was women's cricket and India beating Australia, and on every newspaper we saw India and India and India. So it's just brilliant, and what a majestic 100 Smriti had today. Even after such a long break, and rain and hailstorm and lightning disturbing again and again, she continued her knock, and what a great knock she had. And India are currently in a very strong position.
Definitely, yes. And but the interesting part about today was, I mean, yes, Smriti Mandana scored a wonderful century, but the main talking point wasn't her 100. It was something else. So Kaustup in the comments has pointed it out perfectly. Respect to Poonam Raut. So let me just remind our viewers what happened in the on the field. So Poonam Raut was caught behind and the umpire didn't give her out, but she walked. When was the last time you have seen a batter walking after getting out in the modern times? I mean, obviously you would remember the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Adam Gilchrist in 2003 World Cup semi-final, but to hear such things happen, especially in a crunch situation in modern times, was simply commendable. But the interesting part about all this was this actually created a whole different debate on the social media platform whether Poonam Raut should have walked or not. Yes, it was a commendable move on her part for walking, but was it necessary? So I'm going to leave this panel open for the next 5 minutes or so, and even in the comment section, guys, you can also comment about whether the decision of Poonam Raut, whether she should have walked or not. But guys, whoever wants to go first, your views on what happened today regarding Poonam Raut.
I mean, if I was batting at that time, and the umpire hasn't given me out, and I know inside that I have nicked it, I'll probably not leave the pitch, because it's my innings and I have to bat long for the team. But it's completely a personal choice. And as Sanchit, you mentioned the likes of Tendulkar and Gilchrist and even Hashim Amla we've seen in the past. They have walked, and I mean, it's completely up to your personal choice. Poonam Raut thought that she should have walked. She didn't feel right inside. I don't know what was going on inside, but it certainly reveals the character of her as a person, outside the pitch and even inside and even at the pitch. So I mean, respect to her for following the spirit of the game. But if I personally was batting at that time and I was going so well, I mean, I would not have walked.
Well, in the comment section, even Abhinav is saying that I wouldn't have walked either. And interestingly, there was a commentary from Beth Mooney, the Australian women's cricketer, on field. She said that if she nicked it, she wouldn't have walked either. So that actually shows what kind of a bold decision that was from Poonam Raut. But Mohit, coming to you, do you agree with what once had to say about this? Would you have walked in this situation, especially knowing India were in a current situation at that point? Be honest. Be honest.
Absolutely, no one would have walked. Like 99% of people would have stayed there and just pretended that they haven't nicked. But this act of Poonam just deserves our respect. Like she was playing on like 150 plus odd balls, and like she was batting with good control. And even after that such innings, she was brutally honest, and we don't have any word other than respect for her.
Definitely respect, and a lot of talk has been going around the sportsmanship spirit in the past couple of days. Let's not go back to that entire debate. So we talked enough about India women cricket, and hopefully we manage to create history in the remaining days to come, and hopefully we see Team India reigning supreme once again at the end of the Test match. But let's get divided once again. So अभी तो मस्त family जैसे माहौल था to come together talking about India, but now it's time to split both of you guys because we are here to talk about IPL. So before you do that, an interesting comment from Aman Jain. Sanchit bhai, shout out de do. Shout out to Aman Jain, who is our new subscriber, and he's a very regular person on the watch along as well. So make sure to check out his channel as well, and we'll support you over there as well. So let us now talk about the IPL and IPL action. So we are obviously here to discuss about the big game tonight coming up between Punjab Kings and Kolkata Knight Rider, and obviously Vansh here representing the Purple Army, the informed team, as we like to call, for that hunt for the playoffs, and Mohit here representing the Punjabi spirit. So let's start off with you, Mohit, firstly, because obviously the loss against Mumbai Indians was always going to be difficult to come back from, and then just a day later you get the news about your star player Chris Gale leaving the bio bubble. So if any viewers don't know what happened, so Chris Gale decided to leave the IPL. Decided to leave the IPL due to bubble fatigue, and decided to focus on the World Cup to remain fresh for the World Cup in hand. So obviously it's a big blow for Punjab Kings. But coming to you, Mohit, do you think that replacing Gale in that top order would be a difficult difficult thing for Punjab Kings, especially knowing that they have to win all three matches to have a slight hope of making the playoffs?
This could be a blessing in disguise for us. Like, he wasn't performing for us. It is true, but Gale is Gale. He can perform any day and take the match from you on his own. Yes, we can have a another alternative in place of Gale, but replacing Gale is not anyone's cup of tea. And I don't know what our team has in for KKR. What a surprise our team has for KKR today. And this is what our 2021 has been to us. Like, we have done our homework well, and then after we have found it ways to lose again and again. So this point table currently clearly tells us that win every game from now, and otherwise you don't deserve to be on the top four. So
Yes.
that's how it's been for us, and being very honest, finger crossed right now.
Interesting that you brought the topic about points table. So we'll before we go to once to talk about KKR, because obviously he has this big smile on his face after defeating Delhi Capitals, because that win was an unbelievable, and especially for KKR because Delhi Capitals were on a rampant and they were beating almost everyone in front of their way. So kudos to KKR, they managed to beat a well strong side. So before we move to KKR, let us show the points table after last night's action. So obviously all the teams have played 11 matches each, and the two teams that are in action tonight, Kolkata Knight Riders and Punjab Kings, separated by 2 points and a vast net run rate. So Kolkata Knight Riders sitting comfortably in the top four and has a huge chance to even solidify their position even more with a victory against the favorite opponents Punjab Kings, who are languishing sixth in the points table with 8 points and a mediocre net run rate, which might come in handy at the end of the tournament. So we'll wait and see. So coming to you, Vansh, obviously a great win as we talked about against Delhi Capitals. You were a part of the watch along as well. So how is the morale as a KKR fan? And you were a part of the Bharatami show earlier today as well. So talk us through as your emotions as a KKR fan. Are you confident of making the playoffs with this kind of a form of your team?
Well, pretty confident at the moment. Fingers crossed, though. Cricket is a funny game; anything can happen. I mean, we've crossed the hurdle of defeating the teams above us. Now, what is left is defeating the teams below us. Because at the moment, Punjab Kings, I don't think they'll be hesitant enough to, in making their decisions or something like that. So that's what makes me a bit nervous. But other than that, I mean, KKR are really back on track, and really they're looking like the KKR that we always wanted to see from 2012 and 14, especially because of Sunil Narayan after the way he performed in the last game. I mean, I'm really impressed with him, with his batting. He's back in good form. And what about his bowling? I mean, he's bowling at an economy of less than six at the moment from the past two matches. So that's really amazing to see. So overall, pretty confident. But Andre Russell's injury still remains a bit of a worry here. But fingers crossed, as I said, we'll cross this hurdle as well, and the top four is us.
Top four is ours, and especially with that confidence, I mean, obviously, it is justified because look at the stat that is currently going on in the form of ticker at the bottom of your screen. So, KKR has an unreal dominance over their opponents tonight, Punjab Kings. They have 19 victories against Punjab Kings, and obviously, you could call them as a bogey team, Mohit. So, it's a crunch game, as we rightly pointed out this to be. So, going by the stat, 19 wins is no joke. So, Mohit, how confident are you for Punjab Kings to pull off a victory against this KKR side who don't seem to have any weakness as of now?
Yes, crucial game, and like Rahul mentioned in the post match presentation in the previous game, like they will be taking one game at a time from now, and I don't think they will be assuming like we are facing KKR right now and we are facing RCB right now. They'll be focusing on themselves right now. They have done a few mistakes, and they will be more likely to recover from them instead of focusing on opponent. So KKR have 19 wins. Yeah, it's commendable for them, but I don't think PBKS and we as a fan would focus on that much. But yes, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So a lot of fun has been going on in the comment section as well. So we can see lots of interactive comment. Aman is asking firstly कि दिल से बोलो आपको नहीं लगता राजस्थान still. I mean obviously it is difficult to say that. I was hoping कि at least राजस्थान का topic ये stream में ना है, because I am the host, so I love to control things and not feel sad about what is happening with my team. But to be very honest, to answer this question, I really don't think we have a chance given the current form. Obviously, we can win at least one or two games, but qualifying on ice is a little bit out of hand. So, one more interesting comment from Garvit was that life is basically a PBKS match, and that actually should be the highlight point of this stream. What a comment from Garvit here, and we all know what he obviously means by this. So, kudos, fair play to Garvit, but yes, coming back to the match one. So a very interesting comment by Sanmay here. He wants a high scoring game today. बहुत टाइम हो गया है एक हाई स्कोरिंग थ्रिलर देख के. Yes, it feels like almost ages ago since we saw a high scoring game happen in this edition of IPL. So once, from your point of view, from your team's point of view, obviously with the kind of form you are in, suppose if KKR decides to bat first, would you back your team to score a brilliant score in the first innings and give Sanmay his wish of a high scoring game? Are you feeling confident with KKR doing that?
Absolutely, and especially given the conditions today. I mean, it's thankfully not a Sharjah pitch today. We are playing in Dubai, and Dubai. The last match that we saw, Jason Roy scored that amazing 70 odd runs in the second innings against Rajasthan Royals. I can see that grimace on your face, Sanchit, but it's a good batting pitch, and we have to admit it. KKR score, if KKR are put in, I don't really think that KKR will elect to bat first if they win the toss. But if they do, if they are put into the middle first by Punjab, then I think 180 will be a very very good score. And with the bowling that we have at the moment, I feel yes, a high scoring thriller is possible. So yeah, Sanmay. I mean, it's been ages since we've seen one. I think the last one was in Sharjah itself. In the last edition of the IPL. But I mean, if we have to see one, today can be the day as well.
Today can be the day as well, because let's not forget to remind the viewers that when these two teams met 7 years ago in an IPL final, that was a high scoring thriller. KKR managing to chase down 200 in that innings, in that evening at Bangalore, and if I'm not wrong. So we could as well have yet another exciting game. But coming back to this match, so Mohit obviously once spoke about KKR and his confidence about scoring big runs. So let us have the likely 11 for Punjab Kings being displayed in front of us. So as you can see, that slash between Mandeep Singh and Mayank Agarwal is a big one, because we don't know if Mayank Agarwal is fit enough to come back into the 11. So apart from that position, which position do you feel needs to be rectified from this 11? Because obviously, if according to me, I know that you are going to talk about that position of Deepak Huda, and would you like to see Shah Rukh Khan in that role? So if that is so, just comment on your your likely 11 from the Punjab Kings 11. I think you are on mute. I think you are on mute, Mohit.
Sorry. As your 11 is, my 11 would be the same, cause the Fabian Allen would be the best one to replace our Kaka, universe boss. And if Mayank Agarwal is fit, he will be replacing Mandeep Singh. And as you discussed about Huda, so I guess going by MSD's tactic to take one player ahead. I guess we will give him one more chance, and like you need to back players for performance. So I guess Deepak Huda will be there, and all the team will be same. Just Fabian Allen, and if Mayank Agarwal is fit, he'll be there.
Okay, okay. So, but interestingly, in the comment section, people are saying differently about Deepak Huda for that matter. So, let's Kaustubh is saying that Moises should come in for Gale. Maybe that could be a good option as well, because Moises gives you those overs with the ball as well, and he does have a good record in batting in the top half for Sydney Sixers, who have managed to have good years in the BBL, but a different ball game altogether because of the conditions. Dropping Shah Rukh Khan was the worst decision by Punjab. We'll wait and see what happens, because it would be so poetic once. Just imagine Shah Rukh Khan playing against Kolkata Knight Riders. And for your sake, let's not say if this will happen, but just imagine if Shah Rukh Khan is the man of the match against Kolkata Knight Riders. What would be your reaction, Manch?
I would be stunned, absolutely stunned. I mean, the team congratulating Shah Rukh Khan after the defeat will be a much more comical scene than the team celebrating with Shah Rukh Khan, the actual Shah Rukh Khan, or like you got what I said. It will be much more of a comical scene, but yeah, I mean, Shah Rukh Khan certainly, I personally feel, has the potential to do that, and the big hitting that we saw from him in TNPL in the last couple of years. I mean, he's a really good find, and I think Punjab have not utilized him well at this point of time, even after the good innings that he had against Chennai Super Kings, I guess, at Wankhede, and the way he performed there, and Shah Rukh Khan performing at Wankhede isn't an unusual sight as well. So, I mean, I'll be really threatened if Shah Rukh Khan comes in place today because of his late hitting abilities. So, yeah.
Definitely yes. And before we actually moved on to the likely 11 for KKR, because that plan was obviously disrupted because of the news that is came in front of you. So Tim Seifert gets his debut cap, a good hitter down the order, and even at the top of the order. The so one shirt. Let's talk about KKR. How pleased are you with this change, and where do you see him batting? Maybe in the middle order or top order? Because I think he might bat in the middle order, because maybe he's in place of Andre Russell. I'm not sure about that. We'll wait and see about the team news. But your thoughts on this change from KKR?
I mean, Tim Seifert, yes, we've seen him play some really fast innings. He's a wicket keeper as well. So, but I don't really think that Dinesh Karthik will give away the gloves. Tim Seifert, yes, I feel middle order is the best position for him at the moment because of what's going on with the top order currently. They are in sublime form at the moment, and you don't want to, tinker with that. Maybe probably four down. I mean, at the loss of two wickets, bringing in Tim Seifert for a quick 30 or a quick 40 would be really really good to see, especially when Owen Morgan's not in form, and it'll be very interesting to see at the moment because Owen Morgan needs some cushion under him, because after he gets out, I mean, there's literally no one who can take the responsibility, and we have ruled out on Morgan a lot of times, but we have to admit it that he's the experienced man in the middle order at the moment. So I really doubt whether Morgan will send Seifert above him, but I think if he does, it's a very bold and a very wise decision as well.
Definitely, yes. And going by the news that is going on Twitter, it seems that Lockie Ferguson has had an untimely injury, and maybe he's in place of Lockie. We'll wait and see about the actual team news. But going back to Punjab Kings, so an update from Crick Buzz is that one of the Crick Buzz members spotted Chris Jordan bowling on the sidelines as Punjab Kings were warming up. So, Mohit, your thoughts on Chris Jordan, and if he is likely to make his way into the team, who do you see getting the drop? Do you think Nathan Ellis getting the drop after just playing one game, or maybe someone else? Maybe he's coming in place of Chris Gale. So they are going in with one extra baller. So your thoughts on that? If Jordan gets to
Uh,
play.
Coming in place of Chris Gale means they'll play a batter less, and they are already short of runs. So I don't think that coming. He might replace any bowler, and if Jordan comes in, then I have a stat that tells in Dubai, Pacers have got 55 wickets till now, as comparison to spinners who have got only 16. So if Jordan comes in, it can be a good move. but I don't think him replacing Chris Gale uh, as of now.
Fair enough. Because we are just 5 minutes away from the toss, so we'll get it cleared about who's making wave and who's not. So let us have our toss prediction time, because obviously 5 minutes are more than enough to talk about the what might happen on the toss. So let us start off with you one. So obviously मतलब अभी ये तो trend हो गया है कि जो भी टॉस prediction करता है on the show, it happens to be the exact opposite. So hopefully we'll see that both of you getting it right. So, from KKR's point of view, once if Morgan wins the toss, what would be the likely decision? Would you like to chase, because Dubai seems to be a good wicket? You saw that happen in the last game against SRH and RR as well. So, chasing should be the likely option.
Absolutely, I feel KKR will be confident chasing this time around because they've got an extra batter this time with in Tim Seifert, and as you mentioned, Sanchit, Lockie Ferguson has some injury issues at the moment, untimely injury, and I feel that he's missing out today. So that's going to be a big blow in the bowling attack. So defending a total will be much more tough for us. We need to play this game pretty wisely at the moment. We need to obviously admit the fact that the bowling attack is not as good as it was with Lockie Ferguson. I mean, an extra Indian seamer will come in if we've played Tim Seifert at the moment. So I really feel that if we bowl first, and even if we leak a few runs in the death overs, the batsman can compensate for it, because today we are going with batting as our favorable position, and it's quite evident as well. So I really feel that win the toss and bowl first for KKR today.
Interestingly, if Chris Jordan makes his way in place of Chris Gale, then it would be like KKR will be going in with an extra batsman and Punjab will be going in with an extra bowler. So that would be an interesting matchup. But coming to you, Mohit, about the toss. So obviously, one said that he would like to see KKR chasing. So would you like to counter that? And maybe for your team's sake, would you want to see Punjab actually Punjab actually going for the chase and avoid KKR to do that?
I would prefer you, because Punjab in this position won't be batting first, because the kind of wickets have fallen in the first innings. If they are batting without any total in mind, it's become disastrous for them. And if they are chasing today, then KL Rahul and Mayank, if playing, they can stabilize the innings towards the end. So I guess if Punjab wins the toss, if cause KKR have had an upper hand in winning toss also. So if Punjab wins the toss, I guess they will be bowling first.
Interesting. So I think the loser of the toss, if according to you, would be at a pretty downward state going by that. So we'll wait and see what happens, because toss is still almost 3 minutes away. So we'll get an update from that. So, but before we actually go on for a further discussion, let us see some of the comment section as well. So obviously the talk was about Kumble, the coach, and Kaustup expressing his views on Kumble. So he's saying that he would protest outside BCCI's headquarters if Kumble becomes the coach. So I don't see Kumble actually becoming the coach once again, but that is the thing to be seen after the World Cup. But there is one question for you, Mohit, from Ankit here. So very interesting one. So when actually Sarfaraz Khan actually came to RCB as a young kid back in 2014 and 15, he was no regarded to be India's next big thing, because he captained India to a final in the Under 19 World Cup in 2016. But since then, after I think he was even retained by RCB in 2018 for as a surprise pick. But since then, it
Yes.
hasn't worked out well for him. So, Mohit, what are your thoughts on Sarfaraz, and do you see him coming in the 11 of Punjab Kings?
I guess we haven't utilized Sarfraz very well, because he was betting well in 14, 15, 16 season with RCB, and then he came to us and played a few matches. But yes, we didn't back him. He could have been a good package for us, but yes, we didn't manage him well, and I don't see him playing this season as well. Depends on next season and auction where he goes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So we'll be getting the toss update any moment now. Ankit is saying Sanchit we like neither of the team should win. RR fan. To be very honest, अभी तो मतलब बात ही नहीं है RR का कुछ सोच के because when they had things in their hand, they blew it away. So I really don't mind any team winning. Hopefully we see a
But
good
I
game.
have someone here who is standing as close as me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
No,
that's true.
But Sanchit, do you feel that your team has a even a 1% chance at the moment as a fan? I mean, we all know that RR have been disappointing, especially in the bowling attack. But do you, as a fan, really feel like a glimmer of hope? है क्या तुम में ऐसा?
Definitely yes. मतलब as a fan, you would hope at least need to have that 1% hope. But अगर ऐसे बात आई तो it would be a tie at 14 points if we have to make it through. But we'll talk
Right.
about that later because we got an update from right from the center. So Mohit, they seem to have heard you. Punjab Kings have won the toss and they have elected to ball first. So as you said कि मतलब toss के लिए the losing team would have been at a downward state. So let us move to ones first. Obviously KKR are not chasing first in this match. So and if rumors are true, if KKR are indeed going a baller less, we'll get the team news very shortly. So what should be the likely total that KKR needs to put up against this Punjab side?
I think anything above 170 is good for us. We need a minimum of 170 in this game, especially if you're going with the likes of Seifert in the middle order. I mean, the batting lineup is flooded at the moment if there aren't any other changes because I haven't looked at the team list as of now, but I'm presuming that Lockie Ferguson has been replaced by Tim Seifert. So, I mean, that's a big change. 170, I think, is the minimum here because, as I said, we'll have to play two Indian fast bowlers in Prasidh Krishna or Sandeep Warrior or even Mavi can come in. We'll have to see what the team management decides there. But yeah, I mean, Punjab clearly as of now, have the upper hand for me because KL Rahul is a very good chaser. And I mean, the Punjab news is out here, but I think Mohit can comment on the changes out here for Punjab.
Yes, definitely, Mohit. So obviously won the toss plus some good changes. I mean, obviously Shah Rukh Khan comes in, the most awaited return against the team that we, as neutral fans, would have wanted him to face. So, your thoughts on the changes made by Punjab Kings? Are you happy with how they went in with this match?
Yes, very happy. And coming in and looking Shah Rukh Khan coming in place of Harpreet Brar is also a good news for him because he wasn't given a few chances after starting games, and now he's back. So yes, we'll back him. And if we have opted to field, so I have one stat that say average first innings score in Dubai in IPL 2021 is 159, and so in this case I'll go with bowlers not giving more than 150 runs to KKR. So that would be a good chase to Mayank and KL to start with, I guess.
Okay, interesting, interesting. So it's good that Mayank Agarwal is fit. So that is one plus side for Punjab Kings. But even the team news for Kolkata Knight Riders is out. So once you were right, team comes in for Loki and Shivam Mavi, as you just mentioned just 2 minutes ago, he is in for Sandeep Warrior as well. So you were spot on with your changes. So how satisfied are you with the 11 of Kolkata Knight Riders?
Well, I mean, I'm not really satisfied because of Ferguson missing out, but then you can't help it. So, I mean, it's a wise choice. I mean, they could have played Ben Cutting as well to add more strength in the bowling. But I feel Morgan's strategy is pretty clear now. He sees Andre Russell as a batsman purely. So, the replacement that has been done against him is Tim Seifert. So, he's replacing him with a pure batsman. So, the focus is clearly on the batting now. I mean, and I think KKR will have to bank on their spinners once again because Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan's 8 overs now really become gold for us. I mean, any kind of wickets here for the spinners will absolutely be very vital because I can't see anyone bowling the death overs well at the moment as well. I mean, we have the new ball bowler in Tim Saudi, but Tim Southee hasn't been tested in the IPL yet. He played at Sharjah, I mean, where he could bowl those slower ones. But Dubai now, completely different wicket. Let's see how he goes with the death bowling. I mean, death bowling is really a concern for me today.
Interesting. We'll wait and see what happens. But before we actually move on to the predicted segment, so obviously, whenever the IPL comes, the craze is always about fantasy cricket, and we as fans love to pick our own team and play fantasy cricket in hope to win some amazing cash prize. So we got two experts with us on the show. So let us do the segment of Dream 11 star player of the first inning. So obviously, Punjab Kings are indeed bowling first. So Vansh and Mohit, according to you, just name one player from your team respectively who you think will gain maximum points in the first inning. So starting with you, Mohit, first.
I guess Arshdeep Singh will be spot on with his bowling in the first inning because the pitch is it's one of the best surface in Dubai in UAE, and I guess pacer Arshdeep Singh will be very good.
Ashdeep Singh, indeed. What about you, Vansh, from Kolkata Knight Riders? Are you backing the skipper to come back in form and get fantasy players the points, or is it someone else?
Not really. I could see that shaking of the head by Mohit as well. So I'm not really, backing Morgan to score the runs, though I really hope that he scores some runs. But yes, Shubman Gill has got the highest average against Punjab Kings by KKR player. So I think Shubman Gill, it's his time today. And especially at the top in the power play, we need those runs. But yes, I agree with Mohit. Ashdeep Singh gets the ball to come in, and that will be a slight worry for Shubman Gill because he has been tentative with that now in the last 6 months. So, but I'm really backing Shubman Gill to perform today because I'm a man who loves stats, and I'll go with the stats today.
Interestingly, both of you guys are going in with a stat today because I think even Arshdeep Singh was a choice based on statistics from Mohit, if I'm not wrong. So we'll wait and see what happens. So, guys, gentlemen, it was really great hosting you. So obviously, we just got 1 minute left, and we forgot to do one last segment, and my personal favorite. So it is our prediction segment. So let's not do the match result as of now because we still have a watch along, and Tabi we can decide the fate of the match. But let us do the first innings prediction. Just be honest and be unbiased. So, Mohit, according to you, what will be the total that Punjab Kings will be chasing?
I guess they'll concede a few runs, but not many of them. So 165, 167 uh, is my uh, target for today.
165, 167. Interesting. Once you happy with Mohit's prediction? Are you sure that Kolkata will be playing till 160, 165?
I mean, I'll be happy if they go there, but I'm predicting 10 more runs to what Mohit said. So 175 to 180 is what I'll predict the target for Punjab.
Definitely, yes. I think 175 should be a good chase, and to satisfy Sanmai's demand, maybe that could be the high scoring thriller that he would love to see. So we'll wait and see what happens. But gentlemen, as always, it has been a wonderful pleasure hosting you, and really amazing thoughts and insights from both of you on the panel, and even in the comment section who tuned in to talk about the women's cricket at the start, and even having a little bit of banter between between bantering my team and even Mohit's team for today as well. So we'll wait and see what happens. But obviously, we are not done yet today with our show. So we still have our watch along planned at 9:15 p.m. onwards. So do join us after the end of first innings. We'll be joined in by our panel at the Third Man Cricket Show, and we'll have lots of fun. Not just discussions about the game itself, but also about the cricket overall. Whatever key topic talking points you have, you can just share it in the comment section or even join in the panel as well. So we have kept the StreamYard link ready and in the description as well. So you can join the panel whenever you want. So it will be a very fun way to discuss cricket. And obviously, we have sent the link to the watch along in the comment section. So go there, pin the link, and hit the set reminder button so you don't miss out when we go live at 9:15 p.m. But till then, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and wonderful game of cricket is about to be played in about 20 minutes time. So Till then, hope you all follow the Third Man Cricket Show on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow and like on all our social media pages. We are available on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and other social media platforms as well. So without your support, we haven't been managing to doing anything. So your support is very crucial to us. So we'll see you at 9:15. This is Sanchit Desai here, your host, signing off. Hope you all have a wonderful day of watching cricket. Take care. Stay safe.